Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alondra if you do not already know me, and today we are doing a college advice video. I'm very excited to do this one. I even planned it all out so I could just sit here and just talk to you guys. It's going to be really chill, really laid back. I got a couple notes, but I'm just going to sit and talk. I'm probably not even going to edit that much, honestly. I don't really want to. But I feel like, oh, disclaimer, I am a commuter student, so I am not going to talk about life in the dorms because I cannot give you that first person experience. I did live in the dorms for like a week or two when I was an orientation leader, but I still don't think that's like an accurate representation of like being there a whole semester. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But I don't know. I feel like college in itself is definitely a humbling experience. Not only are you like broke and it feels like no matter how much you work, you will always be broke. I feel, I feel like it's even more humbling because I don't know. I just feel like in high school, like I graduated with honors. It was like I knew everything. You couldn't tell me nothing. And then you get to college and it's like, oh, I don't I don't know as much as I think I do, which is completely okay. And it's the entire point of learning. So you should definitely not be hard on yourself. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're just gonna stick with the first point, and the first point is to be yourself. And when I say be yourself, I mean that in the most flexible, graceful way as possible because when I started college, I could have sworn I had my style figured out. I was like, this is how I want my hair to be. This is how I want, I've always been quiet. I've been quiet since middle school. I have to be close to you to really open up, and I'm still that way in certain aspects. Um, and being a commuter student definitely did not help that argument whatsoever. It's so funny. Um, but yeah, I would say just like be yourself. You're going to be seeing so many different people. You're going to be hearing people with so many different backgrounds and experiences, different languages. Of course, like soak all of that up because I truly believe like college, I'm not going to speak on university because I feel like when you're attending university, I'm not going to say you're going to have it figured out by no means, but I think you will have a better sense of self compared to college when you're just stepping away from high school and your parents for the first time. So I really do think like it's a game changer as far as okay, who am I? Who do I want to represent? What are the kinds of people that I want to attract? That's what college is about for the most part. Figuring that aspect out. Okay, this is what makes me comfortable. These are my boundaries. Establishing those boundaries is what's really important. And speaking up for yourself, using your voice, that's what I mean as far as being yourself in that manner. Um, I don't know about you guys. I know personally, when I struggled speaking up for myself or what are some boundaries that I personally took, I'll write them down. Like I have a journal, literally what I'm reading this out of. I'm not committed to journal, but I do have a journal and like write those things out. I mean, okay, these are certain things I don't like to talk about. I'm not saying there's not going to be instances where people are going to cross your boundaries or say things that may or may not trigger you. Those are perfect opportunities to put those words into practice. Like, hey, I don't like that. Or be like, hey, remember when you did this? Yeah, I wasn't feeling that. Don't please don't do that again. Or you can never talk to them again. Whatever makes you feel better. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just give you advice. Okay, my second I will encourage you. Someone makes you feel uncomfortable and you do not feel like it can be resolved. It is okay to say, you know what? This was great. This was a great experience, but it's not working out for me. This is not a good experience for me. I don't want to do this again. Thank you. Okay. The second step is to develop a routine. This could be me because I'm kind of a control freak a bit. I'm gonna just blame it because I'm a Capricorn, but anyway, develop a routine, whether this be your morning routine, your night routine. Me personally, okay, so with college, you're not going to be having the same class every single day. You may have to do work for that class every single day, but the schedules are usually broken up. So you usually either have a class Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays, or you have a class Tuesdays or Thursdays. I will say, I talk to your advisor. I would literally sit and I still make back-to-back appointments with my advisor just to double check my schedule. Okay, it's going to be from this time frame to this time frame. Okay, I want to go to work. I try to go to work at least 5 or after, sometimes 4 and after if it's on a different day. I think this year the way I did it was my Mondays and my Wednesdays were completely booked. I couldn't have class because I was literally in school from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And I had a little break for like about an hour for lunch, and I would literally go get lunch. And then the distance was like a 30 to 40-minute drive home. So I just didn't see the point in wasting gas. So I would just stay on campus and like hang out with friends, or just bring my laptop and go to the library and just do work for that hour or two that I had left before my next class. Actually, I think I had like a 3 hour gap, but that was when I got a better hold on my schedule. I will say my freshman year, I believe I had a gap from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah, and I didn't want to waste gas neither. And I would literally just eat and go to sleep. And I mean, you can do that if you want to, but that was not productive whatsoever. I really truly believe just being in that studying environment, just finding a library. I don't know about other colleges or universities, but my college personally, you can book a study room and you could just sit in there and eat and do whatever. You can hang out with friends. I know I used to meet up with some of my friends who would just do different things or just talk about different classes and I don't know, projects, essays, whatever you want to talk about. Easier writing these things down, but do what works for you. Me personally, I need to get a planner because what I just said is probably really hectic and really crazy, but I put everything in my phone. I have a Google Calendar or whatever. I put everything in there, but it's also good to have a planner that you can just take it week by week. That is another thing because when I started college, my I had bought a whole bunch of supplies. I'm gonna get into that because that is another funny thing about college and school supplies. Not talking about stuff for your dorm room, just everyday classroom stuff. Um, I had got this monthly calendar, so you would see the entire month, and I would write down all my assignments for the entire month. But I have anxiety, so seeing that I had 20 million assignments to do, plus, by the time you get to class, professors cancel things last minute. They'll add assignments on it. It literally felt like I was drowning myself in work. And I felt like I wasn't sleeping. I was up to like 3 a.m. every night writing papers. I was a coughing addict. I was not eating, was not working out. That's not what you want to do. I'm glad I had that experience and my grades are still good, but I just don't believe in doing that anymore. Definitely get your sleep. Because I guarantee you, your professor, they're going to get their sleep. If they got to cancel something, they'll cancel it. As another step point to developing a routine, um, managing your work, do what's best for you. Personally, I try to do it like I would just focus on one class a day. I tried that method. My method now is what's like about to be due as we speak. Like, what is the closest thing to being due? I'm gonna do that today. Everything that's about to be due, I'm gonna do that today. What's due tomorrow, I'm gonna just do that. Moving in that direction not only gives me time to like take a nap, because when I get home from school, I'm gonna go to sleep. Once I eat, I'm gonna go to sleep. There is no more, oh, I don't know. Because I cannot give you all of my effort if I'm sleep deprived. So I'm going to take a nap and then I'm going to readdress, okay, this is what I need to do. And doing things that are closer to the due date, that just helps me personally because it gives me time to prepare fully and I'm able to execute the process thoroughly and quickly compared to just, oh my gosh, I have to do this and this and this and I worry and then you mess up and your words get jumbled and then you're as far as school supplies, honestly, you don't need it. Everybody's different. Like this year, I brought my laptop to class. Only had a couple classes. He preferred us not to have laptops so we could engage with the text. I am a history, politics, and global affairs major. So if you're like a computer tech, it's gonna be so different. But yeah, he would literally make us just have the books, the physical book copies, and we would just write in the books and just write our notes. He preferred that a lot more. Um But for most of my classes, I would just bring my laptop and I would just type on there. I know Spanish. There wasn't really much to write down. She would give us review sheets and then I would just make study guides on my laptop, and then I could see my textbook online. And I think a lot of colleges are actually transferring to online textbooks. So do what's best for you. You do not need a whole bunch of, but again, everybody's different. I have met people who have a different notebook for every single subject or a different binder. Me personally, I think all of my I think all of my classes are in the same notebook. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just date them. I'll write the class and what we talked about, but they're all in the same. But that's what works for me. You do what works for you. I'm never going to shame you or discourage you from doing that. The next point, the third point actually, is to join clubs slash put yourself out there. Again, I'm very homebody. You see, I can stay in my room all day and never leave. I'm so serious. I don't like leaving the house if I don't have to. Some people say it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because I'm comfortable with myself. But join clubs. You don't want to be being antisocial goes only so far. You're going to need somebody. Not only that, you're going to need somebody. You want to develop those relationships because they do help you develop as a person. And I will say, college and just working in college in general has taught me how to deal with people, and I'm still working on it. I kid you not. But join clubs. I remember the first time I kind of had like this weird realization point around the beginning of spring semester, my freshman year, which was last year, which was last year. But I was like, I know what I want to do. I want to advocate for people. I want people to feel seen and feel heard. Like, I want to advocate for people. Like, I had that part made up, nonprofit made up, like all of that great stuff. And I tried out to be um, a senator for like activism and advocacy and student government, and I didn't get it because I was only a freshman, and the person I ran against had done it for like 3 years straight. So it was like a weird, like, I don't know, older people thing. I don't know what to call that, but it was like one of those things. But because I ran, I actually had someone who noticed me and was like, "Hey, you look super smart. You speak well. I can tell you have experience. Are you willing to be a part of this organization?" And then I joined that organization, and then I found another organization and I joined it. So now what I am basically is a floating position for a lot of organizations because I'm friends with these people too. So I'm always like, if you need something, just let me know and I'll help. And I love that because it gives me a floating position. It makes me flexible. And 9 out of 10, I can do it. Whatever they need me to do, I can do it from my laptop, which is great. But join clubs, it's not even a big deal. Like, I know it's like, okay, I got to go to work, things like that. Listen, don't feel like you have to sit and cut your hours and cut your check. Absolutely not. Communication is key. Communication will always be key in college. Oh my goodness. I have not learned that so much until I got here. Again, I was super soft spoken. I will always keep my mouth closed, even with my dad saying, like, closed mouths don't get fed. I did not get that until college. You have to communicate. If there's something that you want to do, if there's an internship you want, if there's an opportunity that you see, if there's a scholarship you want to know more about, you got to speak up. Also, kind of built this foundation of trust, not only between you and your peers or whatever organization you're a part of, also your professors. They have a lot more respect of you being like, hey, listen, I got car issues. I have said this before. I got car issues. I'm sorry, I will not be able to make it to class today. However, I will do the assignment that I see you posted on your syllabus. They have so much more respect for that compared to you just not showing up. I will I will say that they love that open communication, which is really, really good. So yeah, put yourself out there, and it's so great because I was friends with people before I would join organizations, but since I joined them, we got even closer, and then we hung out, and it was great. Very great. And not only that, I feel like you kind of learn more about yourself when you see yourself in different elements that you're not used to, or you wouldn't think to put yourself in. Like you see yourself in a different light, which definitely helps you grow as a person. So that's also great. Um, that kind of ran into my fourth point without even realizing that, putting yourself out there. Because you're great. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, your background, how you dress, none of that matters. You're original and you're great. And if I've learned anything, your first impression is the most important one. And two, people love authenticity. Be yourself and be unapologetic for being yourself. I'm not saying be mean, but if it's something you like, go with it. Don't be ashamed of you. Okay, what's the next one? Take pictures. Take pictures. That's something I struggle with. I'm camera shy. I mostly just like take pictures of my face, but I'm getting used to taking pictures of my entire body. That is something that take pictures, even if it's just you. That's one cute thing. So at my college, we have this little like fall festival thing. We also have another, I can't think. It's like a culture day. I can't remember what it is, but it's during the fall. But it's like, of course, we live in Georgia, so it's still like 95 degrees in October, but it's so great. And then they have these Polaroids that they'll take of you and they give them to you, and I still have them. Also, at different organizations and dances, they have photo booths where they'll also give you. Those are so cute. If you don't have one, you can definitely get a camera or get a, what are they called? A Polaroid camera, yeah. I had one, but I think I need to get a new one. I'm probably going to get a new one for this year. But get one, take pictures and post them. And if you don't want to post them, you can just keep them to yourself. You're not going to get this time back. And it's weird. I feel like I'm definitely feeling the weird 20s thing. It's like I know who I am. Life is great. But it's like there's still so much you don't know. And you're just kind of grateful for everything. It's very bittersweet. And especially stepping into my senior year, I'm definitely like scared. I will admit, listen, I might look like I have everything together. I don't. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm very scared. But at the same time, I work hard and I know everything's gonna be okay. And sometimes you have to be that way. Whatever you believe in, whatever your religion is, you know, it all applies. It's still the same. You're not always gonna know what happens. So you have to be okay with that, you know? So yeah. Give yourself grace. Back to is that the first point? The first point. The next one is have relationships with your professors. That's so important. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's an app where you could rate your professors. I haven't even downloaded that. I probably should have, but it doesn't matter because my college is so small. It's so small. So I'm in the history department basically, and I think it's like a couple of professors. You're gonna have a class with them, like regardless. Like so, I don't think it matters. Like to graduate, you're gonna have to take a class with them anyway. So you're gonna have professors that are difficult because you are getting older. Um, so you're gonna run into. How can I word this? You're going to run into situations that you usually would not have to deal with in high school. I'm gonna leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you are older, you can express your opinion more confidently, but you're also expressing your opinion with people who are also intelligent, maybe even more intelligent, who feel like theirs is better than yours. And just be, if they ever get disrespectful, respectfully check them and you keep it pushing. I will say that is another thing. I'm not going to say, I will say use your resources at the school most definitely, but learn how to, for the most part, learn how to handle day-to-day conflict by yourself. I mean, you're going to have to anyway, but it's not one of those situations. Like, I'm trying to give you an example. Um, Like, in school, if you had like an issue with someone in class, the teacher would probably step in or something. College is literally not like that because you're grown. There's no reason for them to do that. So, practicing how to handle your day to day battles will not only help you as an individual, but it will kind of better prepare you for the real world. Because when you go to work, it's the same thing. And that's one thing my mom definitely did not lie about. Wherever you go, you're going to have problems. But it's okay because we're people. People are naturally problematic. I'm problematic in ways that I may not understand yet to somebody else. I may not be someone else's cup of tea, just like someone else may not be your cup of tea. So, learning how to navigate those things, especially in a college environment, is very healthy and it's really important. And then it's practice for yourself. Okay, I did not like the way that went down, but I'm proud of myself for speaking up. So that's great. However, if the situation is on a higher scale, definitely go to somebody. Definitely go to somebody. Do not be afraid to go to anyone for help. I believe my college has like therapists, they have um different key players that can help you in different situations. Definitely reach out to them if you feel the need to. Yep. Me personally, I haven't had to do that, thank God, but I've seen it happen, and the best thing to do is to always, you know, use your resources because they're there to help you and they do care about you and they care about your well-being. And although college is college, it should not be hard on you. College should not be hard. It's going to be hard in different situations, but it should not be hard overall. I mean, life is hard, but you know what I'm saying. It shouldn't be so detrimental to your mental, physical, or emotional health to the point where you just feel all the way discouraged. That is absolutely not okay. My next one is to encourage study abroad if you're interested. I'm not gonna force anything. I'm so, I'm so passive. I just don't like forcing things on other people. But it's a beautiful experience. Studying abroad is such a beautiful experience, and you learn so much more about yourself and the world that you live in. It is so great to just see different cultures and people firsthand that speak all kinds of different languages. And you get to try so much food, and you just get to share and indulge in their culture. That is amazing. And then you're getting credits for it. That's on top of it. So if your college has a study abroad, even if it's for like a semester or a couple, definitely do it. It's so great. I was reading. I need to download Reddit on my phone, but I don't have it. I've been looking at the you know how TikToks that have a little Reddit threads of like your worst regret or like the scariest thing that's happened to you. I read them sometimes, and the one that I saw, it was like biggest regret in college, and a lot of them were along the lines that they never did study abroad, they never joined any clubs or organizations, they never put themselves out there, they just stayed in their room and just studied all day. They didn't really engage with anyone. You have to live. Don't be afraid to live. And I know that's so crazy because it does sound crazy, but you can't be afraid to live. I know it's so hard, and then you just be like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? Or maybe I just have a lot of anxiety, so that's what I think. But I kid you not, you are such a blessing to other people, and you will be surprised how much people truly appreciate you. When I got to college, I was like, I always thought that, like, I know I'm important. I know I'm an important person, obviously, but you never know how important you are to other people, if that makes sense. Like, I've had people like, bro, like, do you know what would happen to me if you weren't here? And I'm like, dude, I'm that I'm that important to you. Oh my gosh. People are like that. So you should definitely not be afraid to share your gifts and who you are with other people because they'll truly appreciate them. And the ones that don't appreciate them, you don't need them. You don't. You don't need them. My last point is to apply for scholarships because, hey, a lot of these scholarships, I will say, they're not that much effort. You can get recommended into half of them. You don't even have to write an essay for. It never hurts to apply for scholarships. My spring semester, I kid you not, I spent about a month straight applying for all kinds of scholarships that I could find, even ones that I didn't qualify for. Apply for scholarships. Do not be afraid to apply for scholarships because I mean, who doesn't want extra money? And in college, you're definitely gonna need it. It's not that bad. I promise you, college isn't like a whole, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to. It's not that bad, but at the same time, you're going to want all of that great stuff. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad to be able to share this advice with y'all. I hope it was helpful. If you want more advice videos like this on certain topics, definitely let me know. I do not mind making these. I love making these kind of videos because I feel like I'm just talking to you guys. I'm just being myself. And I don't feel like I'm just like editing and it's all fancy and whoosh, whoosh, whoosh like the Argentina videos. I still love making those, but 9 out of 10 I'm home. That was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. But thank you so much, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.